How to use Midjourney. In this tutorial, I'll walk you through everything from the very beginning, and in just 15 minutes, you'll go from zero to pro. You'll learn how to create beautiful pictures on your own and even edit your own images. Before anything else, let's go sort everything out. Unfortunately, Midjourney no longer offers a free subscription. First off, you gotta figure out which plan is right for you, and it's pretty easy. Prices start at $8 in the basic plan if you pay for a year upfront, or $10 if you opt for monthly payments. If you want to try out Midjourney first, you can start with the basic plan, which allows for 200 generations per month. In all other cases, I recommend choosing the standard plan as it should suffice for most users. There is also a relaxed mode that allows for unlimited image generations, but there is a catch which we'll talk about later. Now let's move on to the registration process. The first thing to do is go to the Midjourney website at midjourney.com. I've duplicated the link in the description. Now we need to register here. To do this, click on the Join the Beta button, and we'll be redirected to Discord's website because Midjourney operates only within Discord. Everything here is quite simple. Fill out what's asked of you, pass a simple CAPTCHA, and you're in Discord. By the way, for your convenience, you can download Discord directly to your PC or continue using the browser version. So before you start working, you'll need to activate your subscription. You can click the link in your email and choose a plan for yourself or head over to the Midjourney website manually. I already have one, so I'll skip this step. Let's move on and figure out how to use Midjourney. We're here on the main page of Midjourney in Discord. There are a few ways to work with Midjourney. The first way is super quick, but there is a little nuance I'll tell you about later. To generate images, we need to find any room at the left menu that starts with Newbies or General. Let's jump into this one, for example. This area is called the feed. This is where we'll be generating images and where our results will show up. Working in this feed can be a bit tricky, because we are not alone here and other users' results might get in our way. The feeds in these rooms are super active, and our results will keep moving up away from us. But I have a great solution. Just add the Midjourney bot as a friend and chat with it using direct messages. So first let's find the nearest message from the Midjourney bot, like this one here. Just click on the Midjourney bot title, and in this field send any message to the bot. I'm gonna type hello and hit enter. And here we go. A chat with Midjourney bot now appears in our direct messages. Now we can work one-on-one with Midjourney and other users won't interrupt us. All our generation history will be saved in this feed, so don't worry about losing anything. You can find the direct messages tab right here. Just click on this white joystick. I think it looks like a joystick, but I'm not totally sure. By the way, write in the comments if you also think it is a joystick or something else. Alright, now that we've got that settled, let me show you how to generate an image and how Midjourney really works. Midjourney works with commands and prompts that it understands and waits for from the user. You need to enter the command in this message field. All Midjourney commands start with a slash symbol. Make sure to include it, or Midjourney won't understand you. After you type in a slash, Midjourney offers a hit with 3 main commands. This is command for generating images, settings, and managing subscription. Subscription management. Here everything is easy. Midjourney generates a link for you to access your account without entering your login and password. You can also do this manually on the Midjourney website, but let's focus on the first 2 commands, generating images and adjusting settings. They are both important because without knowing the settings and commands, we will not be able to correctly explain to Midjourney what we want to get. But let's start in order and first talk about how we can generate an image. Midjourney creates images with user prompts. A prompt is basically a description of image you want. To generate images, use this command /imagine, hit space, then prompt, another space, and your prompt. Here's a little trick for you. Instead of typing this long command every time, After typing a slash, hit the Tab key and Midjourney will enter the full command for image generation for you. All you gotta do is type your prompt and hit enter. Let's come up with this prompt: black cat on a tree. Midjourney accepts our command and starts making the image. We wait for our pictures to be generated. Midjourney will let us know when it's done. And here is a very important point about prompts. In the latest versions of Midjourney, the developers say it's best to write prompts like we do in real life, like we just did, black cat on a tree. But what if you need a specific image in a certain style, with certain details, elements, or patterns? In that case, you gotta really work on your prompt. Describe the future image in detail. Specify the style, quality, and some other parameters we'll talk about later in this video. The downside of this approach is clear. You'll have to spend a lot of time every time to get the exact prompt that helps Midjourney understand the exact image you want to generate. But here is some good news. We put together our 1000 professional Midjourney prompts for you all in one place. This includes illustrations for book and covers, the sheet designs, logos, banners, and much more. We've neatly sorted all the prompts into categories. All you need to do is copy and paste the prompt you want into Midjourney. Plus, our professional prompts can be used as a learning tool. We regularly update the list with new prompts. Swing by our website skillspro.shop to grab your prompts. By the way, we've got a great discount going right now. I've duplicated the link in the description. Let's get back to the image Midjourney generated for us. We see here that Midjourney gave us 4 versions of the image. If you like one of them, first you gotta upscale the picture. The top row of buttons is responsible for this. Each button matches the number of the image. The U1 button is for the first image, U3 is for the third one, and so on. Let's say I selected the third option, so I'll hit U4. Boom! The image is enlarged. Now, to save it, we can open it in a browser and then save it from there. Just click on the image, hit Open in Browser. The image pop-ups in the browser. Right-click and save that bad boy. Let's go back to our first generation. There is another way to save the image. Right-click on the image and save it somewhere. If you like an image but something's off, you can try to generate slight variations. That's what the second row of buttons is for. Like the first row, each button matches the image number. Let's say we want to vary the second image. We press V2. Just a heads up, these are gonna be minor tweaks. If you don't like the image or its style, better to generate a new one. Now we got 4 more versions of our image. If we're not into it, we can try to generate new ones. That's what the button with the blue circle is for. Hit the circle and Midjourney starts a new generation with our prompt. If anything was unclear, drop your question in the comments. So we've found out how to generate images, and that's cool. But what if we need a horizontal picture? Midjourney's got a special option for that. At the end of our prompt, we can specify any aspect ratios. Here is a list of common Midjourney aspect ratios. Let's see how our request will work. Enter slash, imagine, space prompt space, you already know this, and let's think of a prompt. Let's go with train on the beach. Then after a space, put 2 dashes, AR, another space, and 322, and hit enter. Wait for Midjourney to generate the image. We mentioned in our prompt that we want an image with an aspect ratio of 3:2, and now we got a horizontal picture. Pretty cool, right? But what if I don't want to see clouds in my picture? Can I remove them? And the answer is yes. To leave out a certain object, we can use the no parameter. Let's repeat our request with this parameter and get rid of the clouds. We'll copy our previous prompt and paste it again, but at the end of the line, after a space, we'll write 2 dashes, no, another space, and clouds. Then hit enter. Always use the no parameter instead of asking Midjourney not to do something. Usually it'll do just to spite you. We wait for our image, and here's the result. Now we don't have clouds. Great. And let's move to an equally important section about settings and commands to make you a pro. To get into Midjourney settings, let's type /settings and hit enter. Midjourney just open up its settings for us. The first thing we see is the option to pick a version or Midjourney's operating modes. Right now I'm using the latest version available at the time of making this video, which is 5.2. We can just leave that as it is. Something cool here is you can choose the Niji Model V5 mode. That's for creating anime-style art images. That's a whole other video topic, and I'll definitely make a video about it. If you're interested, subscribe to the channel so you won't miss this and many other events. Let's keep going and quickly go over the other parameters. Raw mode. This mode is intended for more experienced users. You use it along with professional prompts. It makes Midjourney stick more strictly to the prompts without making up extra stuff. Now, the stylized settings are probably some of the most popular and often used when creating images. You can choose low, medium, and high styles. The lower these settings, the more accurately the final image will match your prompt. But then Midjourney will sacrifice its creativity and artistry in the image. Want more colors, more beauty, go for high values. And you can even include style settings right in your prompt. But we'll have separate videos on how to craft the right prompt. And another really cool mode for working with layering two images is Remix mode. It deserves its own video, which we'll also publish soon. Hit like and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss these videos. The last thing you need to know about the settings is the different modes for your subscription. Jobs run in turbo mode. Whip up images up to 4 times faster, but they eat up twice as many subscription GPU minutes compared to a typical fast mode job. I don't know how much you'll need it, but I always stick to fast mode. But relax mode is actually a pretty neat option. It lets you queue up your image generation tasks without using up your subscription time. Wait times in relax mode vary, but they're usually between 0 to 10 minutes per job. If you use relax mode just now and then, you'll have shorter wait times than those who use it a lot. That's it for the settings. Now let's talk about how to upload your own image to Midjourney and when you might need to do that. Midjourney's got this cool feature. It can work with our own images. Like it can make us an avatar, redraw a painting, and lots more. Just remember, it won't be the exact same image. It will create something new, but based on our picture and prompt. Let's check out how this works. To upload a picture to Midjourney, click on this little plus sign and choose Upload a file. I'm gonna use an image from a stock photo site. Hit enter, and our image is uploaded. To use the image we uploaded, do right-click on the picture and copy the link. Now let's start building our request. Type /, then hit tab. Paste the link we copied early right here. Then add to our request. Let's say draw a mustache. Hit enter. We wait while Midjourney generates the picture. And here's what we get. How much the generated image resembles the original depends a lot on the prompt. I think the result's pretty cool. By the way, write in the comments how much you think this picture looks like the original. I wanna show you another super handy setting when working with your picture. It's the image weight. The weight parameter allows you to adjust how important the image is compared to the text part of the prompt. Let's load another picture for an example. I upload a strawberry photo. Alright, where is my pic? Here it is. Selecting and uploaded it to Midjourney. Wait for Midjourney to finish uploading our photo. The photo's uploaded. Now copy the link to our image. Type /, hit tab, and paste our image link. Then tap space and describe what we wanna do with our picture. I'll type cake because I wanna see this strawberry on a cake. Next, we gotta specify the weight of our uploaded image. Weights are indicated using _IW and a number from 0 to 2. Let's set it to 0.5. Hit enter and wait for our picture to be ready. This command means our strawberry image's weight is 0.5 out of 2 in relation to the cake. See how the strawberries are smaller compared to the cake. If we set the strawberries weight to 1.5, our cake will be fully covered in strawberries. But if we go with a max weight of 2, the image will have 100% priority, and the cake might not even show up. That's roughly how it turned out. That's all. If you enjoyed the content, smash that like button and I'll catch you in the next video. Until then, stay awesome.